Hey, house hunters, before you fall in love with the granite countertops or the dreamy walk-in closet, let's talk about the not so sexy but super important stuff, structural issues. If the foundation fails or if you got roof issues, that can turn a dream home into a money pit faster than you can say under contract. Now, right off the top, pay for your inspection from professionals. Let the inspector go out there and find out the stuff that you can't see. I've been in this business a long time. I've not walked on a roof. I have not gone in the attics, but I have inspectors who do all of that with a drone or they go up there themselves. That's what they're for. But while we're going to an open house or walking through, seeing a house, you and I together, we can keep our eyes open. The foundation is the spine of the home. You walk around inside and you're going to look for cracks in the floor, especially like a stair step brick crack going through the bricks, like it just step. You gotta keep your eye out for that, because sometimes foundations do settle, but it can be problems. Whether it's overall home failure, structural failure, or just letting insects inside of the house. We don't want to see a lot of that. You want to check to make sure the house is not slanted or is sinking. When you're walking through, you shouldn't feel off. And I'll tell you, I had an apartment complex. I set a golf ball on the table one day and it rolled past me. It let me know that our building was falling into the street. We didn't stay there that long. But it did have a problem because we started to have mold issues. I think it was a leak in the wall. So take a marble with you, take a golf ball. If it rolls off of a smooth surface, then you may have an issue. Peek inside the basement or go into the crawl space if you feel. If you start smelling things, moisture, you see cracks or odd smells, it could be an indication of something else, especially in your older homes. Open all the doors. Make sure the windows don't stick. Sometimes when windows stick, it's not just paint. It could be the foundation is off. That's a red flag. You don't want to buy a home that's leaning like it's had too many drinks. Okay? Now, sometimes a door will just swing open on its own. It's not a ghost. It might be the foundation. If the floors feel sloped or bouncy, you just shouldn't have a house where you feel like you're walking on a trampoline. Cracks above the windows and door frames is a possible settling or structural movement being indicated there. That's a problem. And like I said, always keep that ball. I don't care, baseball, whatever it is, marble, tennis ball won't do it. Keep that object with you on all your home visits. Roof or attic, the head of the house. If you look at the roof line and it looks like they got their eye closed on one side of the house, that's probably a problem, But I'm saying, still want to get it inspected. Even if they say, okay, well, we'll take $10,000 off of that. You still want to get a roof inspector up there to take a look at what's going on. You want to get somebody into the attic to see what's going on. Even if you peek into the daylight, even if you don't go up in the attic, you pull down the ladder, you look, and you see too much daylight where you can see the whole attic, it's going to rain through all those holes. Just want you to know that. So you got to get in there. Sometimes you're going to have somebody, the lighter of the group, to go up there, or just make sure if you go forward, put in an offer and it goes in a contract, you want to write down and tell the inspector, make sure you check every inch of that attic or that basement or that crawl space, because I didn't feel comfortable with it. It gets like that sometimes. Should not be a skylight in the attic. Water damage. It's the sneakiest villain around in housing. Water stains on ceilings or walls, that's just a breadcrumb to something bigger. Peeling paint, bubbling drywall. Water has been seen there. Maybe the paint is not as bubbling, but it's dry, but something happened to make that happen. Like I said, use your nose, especially in basements and bathrooms. If you start smelling stuff in the kitchen or in the bathroom, look up under the cabinets. You never know where the water may have caused an issue. Not even under the sink. It could be under just a supposed to be dry area. But if it smells like it's been wet, there's probably water in there some kind of way. Another thing, you could walk out of one bedroom, you walk in the hall and you feel humidity. A lot of humidity. Why is it humid in this hallway? Why did I just walk out of the laundry room into the kitchen and it's humidity hit me? Don't ignore that. You want to tell your inspector about that. Water doesn't knock, it just sneaks in and it does what it does. It invites everything, insects to drink, termites to live off of, mold and bacteria to grow. Walls and ceilings. It's like the house is storyboard, whether it's a diagonal or a horizontal crack. It's not just cosmetic. You're looking at pop nails that are coming out of the walls, or the drywall may have seams that are starting to show. Could mean poor construction, or it could be that the house is shifting some kind of way. You want to check for fresh paint patches in odd spots. Could be hiding something. Hey, you have a perfectly painted wall in an otherwise kind of dated home. Like, why did you have to do this for this particular wall? You got to put your thinking cap on. You're out there hunting for houses. Now, if you see these issues, you want to just don't panic. Just don't panic. Bring it up to your inspector. Take notes. You still may want the home. Maybe it's in a great neighborhood for schools or all the rest of it, close to work, convenient, great for a future rental property. Most issues can be fixed, but the cost does matter. Always hire a licensed inspector and escalate to a structural engineer if needed. Get your agent to negotiate for a lower price or help with the repairs as needed, or walk away if the issues are major and the seller says, oh, it's nothing, but you think it's something. So be observant, be curious, and never be afraid to poke around and ask questions. If this video saved you from buying a money pit or at least made you smile, smash that like button, subscribe to Freddie Metro, and share this with someone that's currently falling in love with a crumbling home. Email if you have any questions or leave a comment. And if you need my undivided attention, use the link in the description below to schedule a Zoom appointment. Until next time, this video is closed. Have a great day.